Her grave became a pilgrimage site, but why? A simple tomb, yet countless people travel to kneel before it, seeking inspiration, miracles, and strength. Who was this woman? Why does her legacy still draw people from across the world? This is the story of Blessed Maria Caridad Brader, a woman who gave up everything for faith, education, and service. But her journey was not easy. She faced opposition, sacrifice, and an unshakable calling that led her to the poorest and most forgotten. Stay with me as we uncover the life of a woman whose devotion transformed nations and whose impact continues long after her passing. In a small Swiss village in 1860, a child was born who would leave an indelible mark on the world. Her name was Maria Caridad Brader, and her life was anything but ordinary. From a young age, Maria displayed a remarkable intellect and a profound love for learning. Her mother, a widow, made tremendous sacrifices to ensure her daughter received an education, recognizing the depth of her potential. Yet, Maria's aspirations extended beyond academics. She felt a higher calling, one that could not be ignored. At the age of 20, despite her mother's reluctance, she made the courageous decision to enter a Franciscan convent. 2 years later, she took her final vows, committing herself fully to a life of faith and service. She became a teacher in a convent school in Switzerland, nurturing young minds with both knowledge and spiritual guidance. However, Maria's mission was destined to extend far beyond the classroom. In the late 19th century, a monumental shift occurred. Cloistered nuns were granted the opportunity to serve as missionaries. Maria was among the first 6 sisters to embark on this new frontier, traveling to Ecuador to educate children and evangelize the faithful. But her heart longed to serve where the need was greatest. In 1893, she answered a new call, this time to Colombia, where she devoted herself to caring for the sick and the marginalized. She could not stand idly by in the face of suffering. She acted with urgency and conviction. That same year, she founded the Congregation of the Franciscan Sisters of Mary Immaculate, a religious community dedicated to the union of education and faith. For decades, she led this congregation with wisdom and unwavering devotion, championing the cause of education not only for her fellow sisters, but for all those seeking knowledge. The more educated we are, the more we can glorify God, she proclaimed. After her passing in 1943, her grave became a site of pilgrimage, a testament to the lives she had touched and the faith she had strengthened. And in 2003, her legacy was formally recognized when Pope John Paul II beatified her, affirming the holiness of her life and mission. Her life challenges us to reflect. How will we use our gifts to serve others? How can we, like Blessed Maria Caridad Brader, be instruments of God's love in the world? As we reflect on the life of Blessed Maria Caridad Brader, we must ask ourselves, what are we doing with the gifts we have been given? Maria did not wait for the perfect moment to act. She saw a need and responded with faith and courage. She did not let fear, opposition, or personal sacrifice stop her from fulfilling her calling. Today, in our own lives, we are surrounded by opportunities to serve, to educate, to uplift. We may not be called to leave everything behind as missionaries, but we are all called to make a difference. Are we listening to that call? Her story challenges us to be bold in faith, to seek wisdom, and to use our lives for a greater purpose. So I ask you, how will you be remembered? What path for others to follow will you leave behind? May her life inspire us to act not tomorrow, not someday, but today. May her story inspire us to seek wisdom, to act with compassion, and to leave a legacy of faith. Blessed Maria Caridad Brader, as an older sister who has traveled the path of holiness, we ask you to intercede on our behalf and pray for us, especially in those moments when we are lazy or weak. May your life inspire us to live a more dedicated life to God.